3 quick things from Trey. I'm surprising my wife with a trip to New York City in May.
Have you ever imagined what you could do without lag? You can make...
That's awesome. What are the chances I could get a pic with you and or G Sizzle while I'm here? Yeah, I think, Connor, are you available for a picture?
Stand by 1 second.
Oh, I won't be. I mean, Frank, can you be the third option?
Absolutely not.
Big congrats on cutting that string. Yes, we cut it. Breaking news, cut it. To the other people starting their questions with Shalom, I'm charging royalties, so pay up. Yes, you could get a photo with us. Excuse me. You could get a photo. It's all that butternut squash. You could get a photo with us. I suppose you can stop by the studio. You can't come in, but it's fairly easy to find where it is.
You pay for all the travel to get here, Wool.
No, he says he's going to be here. He'll be here with his wife. From where, I don't know, but he wanted a photo with you specifically, he said. Where were you just now? Just getting undressed? Changed?
Listen, I'm not going to break the fourth wall, but
Yeah,
me and Frank are doing some magic work back here. It's just us two. It's the wild, wild west right now.
What is happening?
We can get into it after the show.
All right.
I'm manning the counter right now. I'll say that.
There's no problem if you're concerned.
No.
Okay.
Can I get a shot of the...
It's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter? Can we go to the... Is everyone okay?
I said there's no problems.
I mean, but can we get a shot of, like, I want to see this. You can cut to it, no? Or is that too much?
We'll figure something out.
All right. Hugo knows. NBA question this week. Ever since NBA signed with Nike, they have been lenient on teams what to wear on the court. I'm a Lakers fan. I hate seeing us. Oh, I hate this. By the way, so he's asking about, like, the whites. Did you see this? I think it was the Thunder versus the Grizzlies. They were both wearing white. Did you guys see that? Did you see that, GC? They were both wearing white. I mean, this is a travesty.
Sorry, I was getting settled back here. I didn't hear what
Did you see that? It was Grizzlies against Thunder, and they both got on the floor, and they're both wearing white.
Classic.
I mean, enough of this. I grew up in a time, in my day, it was darks on the road, white at home, and that's it. None of this third jersey, fourth jersey, alternate jersey, city jersey nonsense. I actually kind of low-key hate the fact that in hockey, it's darks at home, light on the road. Back in the day, it was light at home, darks on the road. Can we just stick to 2 jerseys? Enough of this. So yes, I hate all of it. I hate when the Knicks wear orange. Sometimes they wear green. They're going to wear green for, like, I hate all that. No. It's white at home, clean. It's blue, orange on the road. That's it. Enough already. It's getting to be crazy. And that should be the nail in the coffin right there to this whole Meshuggah. Enough. 2 teams wearing white? What's going on? Too complicated. Josiah. Hello, Lord Helwani. Thank you for all you do for the sport, bringing the best MF show with the best MF host every week. Respect. My roommate and I recently started a podcast. You're a great inspiration, so thank you for that. We have our first fighter coming on the show. Do you have any tips for interviewing, working with guests? I mean, be professional early on. Don't keep them on very long. Leave them happy and wanting more. Ask some unique questions. See what they've talked about recently, so you're not asking the same stuff. Don't go with the same stuff like, how's the training camp? How's this? You notice, like, we don't talk, like, I don't even think I asked Matt Brown a single question about Brian Barberina. I don't think I asked Molly a single question about Luana Carolina. I mean, I asked about, like, fighting Brazilians. Didn't talk too much about Jai Herbert. Just switch it up. Don't go with the same old, same old. If you have time, I have an MMA question as well. Sean O'Malley has said he wants to fight on the Phoenix card, but I heard Dana say he's not going to be able to. Do you know why that did not work? No idea. But it would make sense. That card's in May. I'm guessing they're probably keeping him for July fight week, you know, International Fight Week, but I don't know. Kareem, hey, Ariel, can you please try and get Alfonso Davies on your Thursday podcast? I would love that. No, New York Rick just said, did you just try to say Meshuggah when you mean Meshugas? It's kind of the same. Meshuggah is crazy. Meshugas is like a mess. They're both, I think they're both acceptable if you ask me. Don't be coming out here with the Hebrew police, all right? Alfonso Davies is the man. It's crazy what happened to him post-COVID. I hope he gets well soon, and I hope he's able to lead Canada to the World Cup trophy in November. Can we get a womp womp for a World Cup happening in November, please? Yeah, I mean, what is that all about? World Cup in November? World Cup should be happening this summer. What the hell's going on? Anyway, I'm super psyched. I hope Canada makes it. First time since 1988. Okay? It's a big deal. Enough. Let's go. But I know the fans of Bayern Munich want to see him back and healthy. We don't care about them. We just want him to be healthy for Canada. I'd love to talk to him. Israel D, good morning from Idaho. Is there any chance that Dana would accept Jake Paul's challenge and let Conor and Jake fight in the UFC? Sounds like a win-win for the UFC and would be big pay-per-view numbers. Of course he would, but I also know Dana probably doesn't want to look like he's bending the knee. So Dana was on Logan Paul's podcast. I think it came out yesterday, Impulsive, which is super interesting, right? Because of all the stuff with Jake Paul and Dana. But Logan told us, he's friends. Here's the thing. They didn't ask him like super hard questions about fighter pay and all that. I maintain that Dana likes Jake Paul. I maintain that Dana would want to do business with Jake Paul. I maintain that we are closer than ever. This is how the Mayweather thing started. To this fight actually happening. Now, does it ultimately happen? No, but I believe it is more of a thing than it was 6-8 months ago. Conor responding to the tweet, Dana talking about it, not closing the door, talking weight and all this stuff. This would be the biggest fight in combat that can be made right now. It will do well over 2 million buys. And you could just see the interest building. You can see the wheels turning. You can see people starting to warm up to it, the important people. So, again, I'm not saying it's happening, it's not happening. I'm just saying we continue to inch closer to it happening. Inch closer, appearance here, a question there, an answer there, an open door here. I feel like it's because, and then to me, the biggest thing was Conor directly responding, because in the past, he always ignored. Interviews always deflected, but here he's responding. I mean, in an MMA fight, a back-to-back MMA boxing would be just gigantic. Will the UFC be willing to pay Jake Paul what he's making in boxing? I mean, they could afford it. Do they want to set that precedent? I don't know. Would they want to work with Nikisa Bedarian, who's his business partner over at MVP, Most Valuable Promotions? I mean, he's a former employee. You would think they'd be able to. If everyone puts their ego aside, there's just a gigantic amount of money to be made. Now, we do dismiss the size. Jake fights at around 190. Conor, just barely makes 170. That's significant. It's really significant, but I just feel like we are closer than ever. Now, when I say closer than ever, do I mean we're on the goal line? No. We might be on the 5-yard line as opposed to being in the end zone just starting off. But I feel like there's something happening here. That's all I'll say. I feel like we are inching being the operative word, ever so slowly. And I don't believe for a second that Dana wouldn't do business with Jake or Logan for that matter. I mean, he seems to be cool with Logan, but I don't believe for a second that he wouldn't do this fight. For a second. Hi, Ariel. Question for the wannabes. What's the best way to build rapport with managers? I feel those relationships are just as important than the ones with the athletes themselves. To a degree, yes. That's why I've always said, like, if you ever want to unionize the fighters, go after the managers, not the fighters. There's like 10 managers in the game. Easier to conquer that ground. If you're a journalist, how often do you talk to managers, PR specialists outside of booking interviews? Also, this is interesting. New York Rick isn't following me on Twitter either. Must be the glitch. Wow. It's great.
Hashtag stop the glitch.
Yeah, stop the glitch. That's right. Hashtag stop the glitch. I think it's very important to have great relationships with everyone in the sport. So managers, fighters, coaches, training partners, family members, officials, promoters, referees, judges, anyone that you can meet, it's great to keep in contact. And one big thing about managers and fighters and anyone that you're covering, it's very important to not reach out only when you need something. If you're the kind of reporter that's only going to reach out when you need something, you are not going to get things when you're looking for them. It has to be a two-way street. You have to treat people like human beings. So sometimes it's okay to just reach out. Sometimes it's okay to ask questions and not ask for anything. Sometimes it's okay to have conversations, to call, to check in with no actual motive. That goes a long way. You have to treat people with respect, like a human being. So if you're just hitting up a manager for a scoop and never asking about life, never talking, never taking the time to talk, you're not going to get a lot of stuff. You're not going to get the information that you want, the interviews that you want, the access that you want. So it's important to treat these people like you would a friend. Will Brewer, hey yo. Much respect. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. As a lifelong wrestling fan, I just wanted to show Reza Ramon, aka Scott Hall, some love and appreciation. RIP to one of the greats. Man, heartbreaking news. Could you share one of your favorite Razor Ramon Scott Hall moments or matches? Also, prayers up to Big E. Get well soon, man. Oh, Big E. What a lovely human being. And I hope that he makes a speedy recovery. It seems like he is hopeful that he will. I noticed that he retweeted the Khalil Roundtree video, which I couldn't help but feel like was maybe, impactful for him in that moment. But that was a very, very scary fall and a reminder that we shouldn't dog wrestlers. We should respect wrestlers just because it's quote unquote scripted. What they are doing is very dangerous, very serious. And anyone who just dismisses it because it's quote unquote scripted is an absolute fool. Exhibit A, Big E, you could go down the line to serious. It's serious. You need to be an athlete. You need to be well trained. You need to take it seriously. You need to be smart. Scary stuff. Razor Ramon was a legend. His vignettes before he debuted were amazing. I've posted a couple over the last couple days. They don't do that sort of thing anymore. And you really believe that this guy was a Cuban from Miami, and the way he spoke, and just one time he's at a restaurant, one time he's on the beach. It just built the anticipation to his debut. He was such a cool bad guy. I actually asked Chael if he got the bad guy moniker from him, and he said no. But he told me that Scott Hall had talked to him about it and loved that he used that, so he never actually said otherwise. But he was the original bad guy. He was a cool bad guy, the kind of bad guy that you want to root for. The ladder matches were great. The getup was great. The gimmick was great. He was just the man. And then, of course, he jumps over to WCW. I'll never forget it. It's in the middle of that match. He's wearing the jean cut-off jacket. Takes the microphone and he goes, "You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Where, oh where is billionaire Ted? Where, oh where is the Nacho Man? And where, oh where is Scheme Gene? Cause I got a scoop for him." And the whole premise was the outsiders, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, are coming from New York, from Titan Towers, from Stamford, from WWE, WWF at the time, and they're coming to invade WCW. It was revolutionary stuff. And then he crashes the broadcast. Eric Bischoff and Bobby Heenan were there. And then there's the build-up. Who's the third man? Who's the third man? Then it's Hulk Hogan. It's a New World Order. It was just amazing. And then I remember when he came back to WWE, I was there at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. Hogan versus Rock. Nash and Hall were involved as well. Just an absolute incredible talent, and you see the outpouring of love and support that he's received. Too young. The first thing I ever did at HBO Sports, I think I've told this story before. I'm sitting in the dub room at HBO Sports. It's 2003, and I'm an intern, and it's probably my second day there. And the dub room is an area where they would come in with VHS tapes, beta tapes, and they would watch footage that they would get from different vendors and whatnot. These things probably don't exist. Everything's digital. But I was sitting in this room with the other interns. I'm at a computer. Now, this is a lifetime ago now. This is 2003. The world is completely different. Technology is different. And they're watching old wrestling footage. Now, I'm at HBO. HBO doesn't air wrestling. Why the hell, in my mind, I'm asking myself, are you watching wrestling? And so I asked the guy who was watching it, and he tells me, oh, he's working on a story about wrestlers. And so I ask, what is it about? and they're doing an investigative story for Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, which is, you know, the creme de la creme when it comes to this stuff, these 60 minutes of sports, the gold standard, in my opinion. They're doing a story on why wrestlers die so young. And this is a big thing. Scott Hall being one of many, 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 many throughout the years who have died very young, just 63. And so I said I had some wrestlers' phone numbers. I was doing a show in Syracuse, so I had a few here and there, Bobby Heenan, this and that. And they let me be involved in the whole process of putting together this segment. So I got to see it put together from soup to nuts. I got to go to Armin Katayan's house, who was the correspondent, who's a TV legend, in Connecticut, before we went to Titan Towers to interview Vince McMahon. I didn't interview him. I was just a schlub along for the ride, PA. And that's the infamous interview where Vince McMahon hits the papers out of Armin Katayan's hands. I was there. I was in the room when this happened. And I'll never forget, it gets very tense because he's asking him about the wrestler deaths. I mean, you could see the clip online. It's a crazy sequence. And I'll never forget, the interview ends and he leaves and he says, "Say hello to Phil Mushnick for me." Phil Mushnick is a longtime New York Post columnist who was very anti-WWF/E. And I guess Vince thought that it was like a hit job.
Heard that.
But it was a crazy thing. There's a clip in that story where it's Roddy Piper saying, you know, I'm just not going to make it to 65. Let's be honest. And he didn't. So yeah, it was a crazy experience. And every time I see another one of these, you know, young wrestlers pass away, I think about that, and it's a horrible thing. The lifestyle is so hard. It's so tough on their bodies that eventually it unfortunately catches up to them. Nick, what kind of car are you whipping around New York? I have a GMC Acadia and a Buick Enclave. Why? Because both of them are from the same dealer, and they were very nice to me the first time I went there, and I just keep going back. Josiah says, Ariel's the type of guy to use a minivan as an everyday drive, but he still has a supercar he can flex. Nah, I'm not really, I couldn't care less. Could not care less. You want to give me a minivan? Great. I've never cared about cars. I don't really care about cool things like that. If you want to call them cool possessions, not my thing. Hello, Lord Ariel. A Mexicano says, first time asking, but I'll make it quick. Two things. It's my son's 6th birthday tomorrow. Can you wish him a happy birthday? His name is Hudson. Hudson, happy birthday, my friend. 6, a massive, massive number. Well done on making it to 6. I wish you the best. Have a great day and a great, happy, and healthy and successful upcoming year, buddy. And now for my question, how do you feel about Brandon Moreno leaving Entrum Gym to go train with Gloria MMA? I mean, I'd like to talk to him about it first, but we've seen this. People lose big fights. Saw it at Amanda Nunes. They switched it up. Not the first time, not the last. But I haven't talked to him about the specific reasons. Hi, Ariel. Why does free agency and UFC always lead to the promotion to the organization consolidating its power? We had a potential AEW moment this year. Multiple stars potentially entering the market at the same time. Izzy decided to stay. You have said that Nathan Francis will also stick around. Maybe. Why is preventing these stars to truly assess their value on the open market? We need strong alternatives. Yeah. Again, as I said, when there's options, when there's a threat, and then they say, okay, we're going to pay you what you deserve or closer to it. When there isn't, you see what happens. But when push comes to shove, more often than not,
Do it again.
they'll make it happen. And by the way, there just aren't a ton of great options. For a Kayla, there's a great option in Bellator. For a Nate Diaz, is it really a better option to go to Bellator? Like, who are you fighting there? At the moment. Who's Francis fighting there? Who's Izzy fighting there? So, Matt S. Ariel, hope all is well. Thanks for the great shows. Excuse my potential ignorance here, but I was hoping for some color to better understand the Kayla Harrison situation. It's always great to see fighters get paid. That being said, Kayla's social media following is less than many female UFC fighters, and her interviews do average to mediocre numbers. Okay. What is it that makes her command such a high number? Pure dominance? Upside? Potential? 2-time Olympic gold medalist? Most people in the know think she's great. They are right. She is great and will be great. And she is someone that you can hang your hat on. She could be the face of your promotion. She could do media. She could get you attention. She has a resume. She has the background. She has the chops. She has the credentials. More importantly, how does PFL expect to profit off of this? Well, that's the big one. They've got a ton of investors. You know, It's a great question. They're not selling a ton of tickets. They've got a lot of sponsors. Women's MMA, with the exception of Ronda, has never been a significant revenue driver. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I mean, there are stars that sell tickets. Rose sell tickets. Joanna sold tickets. Has never been a significant... Okay, they currently do not have a woman to create any buzz. When they do inevitably get the Cyborg fight, not 100%, it is either going to cost them another 7-figure deal, or they will have to co-promote and profit share with Bellator. Where is the money to be made on a 7-figure contract? For PFL to have a face, to have someone who's gonna... How many PFL fighters do we have on the show months before they fight? They just don't have that many stars. She is a star. She's a leader. She's the face of ATT. She is the face of PFL. She is undefeated. She's an Olympic gold medalist. It's important to have those people on your roster. And she is worth it. She is damn good. She is incredible. And she will go down as one of the best, in my opinion. Now, the only thing that will preclude her from going down as one of the best is not having the competition to prove that you are one of the best. Kevin Holland's life would make for an excellent reality TV show. I agree. Which other MMA fighters do you think would make for a great reality TV show? God. Derek Lewis. Izzy, for sure. I think Izzy would be a great one. Max. Arnold Allen, for sure.
I told you, I'll take care
Colby,
of it
just
myself.
joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Valentina the Spy. Ty Tuivasa. Happy birthday to Ty. Ollie, what's up, Ariel? Adelaide Crows versus Fremantle Dockers are playing each other in the opening round of the 2022 AFL season. How many points will Fremantle have to win by for your allegiance to be changed? None. It's Adelaide till I die. We fly as one. Question. Who do you think was one of the best up-and-coming UFC fighters of all time that couldn't convert talent into wins and eventually got cut? Wow. Are you a sushi fan? Massive. I love sushi. In fact, when I was talking to Kevin Holland, I kept thinking of sushi and how I really want to have some. Man, couldn't convert talent into wins and eventually got cut. What about, well, Roger Huerta didn't get cut, but he had, I mean, high aspirations. There were high hopes for him.
Oh, are you? Did you?
So that would be a good one. Oh, Matmo says Olivier Aubin-Mercier. That's a good one. That's a great one.
This? What did the
I'm sure
militia
there are
say?
others that come to mind. Adrian, dear Ariel, greetings from London, Ontario, Canada. You may recall recording a Valentine's Day cameo for my girlfriend, who begrudgingly watched the MMA Hours. Since the exceptional quality of the cameo, she has had no choice but to be less begrudging about it. Wow, thank you for that. In return for that cameo, for my birthday yesterday, she has gifted me a 1-year subscription to Helwani Knows. Your cameo is therefore quite literally the gift that keeps on giving. Wow. In the spirit of gift giving, my first ever question is, what is the most memorable birthday gift you have ever received, and what made it so memorable? Wow. That is a tough one. I'll tell you, one of my favorite birthdays was my 33rd birthday. I woke up and I went to JFK Airport to go cover UFC 189. It was Conor versus Chad Mendes. And I was excited to turn 33 because Patrick Ewing is my favorite athlete of all time, and I really wanted to be the age of his jersey. It's a big deal for me. This was my golden birthday. And I'm sitting in JFK at the terminal waiting for my flight to Las Vegas, and all of a sudden, from afar, I see the #1 pick of the New York Knicks from the 2015 NBA draft, the pride of Latvia, Kristaps Porzingis. Now, at the time, everyone thought Kristaps was going to be a bust. Stephen A. Smith said they were bamboozled, blah, 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 blah. And I went up to him and I said, Kristaps, don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to Stephen A. You're going to make it. You're going to be a star. And I really thought that was the sign that he was going to be the one to bring us a championship. In fact, I sat in front of him on the plane. He was going out to his first summer league as a Knick, as a rookie. He had just been drafted like, I don't know, 16 days prior. And then I got there and we did a bunch of stuff for UFC Tonight, Media Day. And then I met up with one of my good friends, John Beer, and we went to In-N-Out Burger. And Giannis and his brother Thanasis Antetokounmpo, the Antetokounmpo brothers, were in line at In-N-Out. I have a picture with them, and no one recognized them. I took a picture with them. That was super cool. I don't know. It was just a great, memorable day, like meeting all these NBA guys. You're there for a Conor fight. So that was one of my favorite birthdays. That wasn't a present per se, but it just kind of comes to mind. I was thinking what I wanted to do for my... I'm not a big birthday guy. I don't like birthday... Let me take it back. I don't like to make a big deal out of birthdays. I just like to be thankful, be around friends, family, and then kind of keep it moving. So I'm not a big present guy, birthday guy. I'm sure I got good presents along the way, some nice clothes, whatever, but nothing that really comes to mind. But that 33rd one was a really great one. So, Arash, hey Ariel, just wanted to ask you if you had any updates on the flyweight title picture. Are they waiting it out for Askarov and KKF? And is that a contender fight? I think they'll go with the fourth. Nico, ça va, Ariel? Every sport has its own GOAT debate. When asked about what constitutes the greatest in his sport, chess great Garry Kasparov once identified longevity at the top, level of dominance over peers, and peak performance reached as the main factors. As the greatest in your domain, you're as qualified as anyone to comment on this. In your opinion, and of the sports you follow, which GOAT has the best case and why? I mean, I think MJ is the GOAT of basketball. Undefeated in the finals, revolutionized the game, tremendous leader. Like, I don't think that there's a clear-cut GOAT in football. I think some would say Brady, but there's so many different positions. Like, Brady has never played defense. Brady has never kicked. So I don't know if you could call him the GOAT. He might be the best quarterback, but is he the greatest football player of all time? I don't think so. Hockey. Wayne Gretzky, in my opinion, is the greatest hockey player of all time, but he never played goalie. So can you definitively say that he is the greatest hockey player of all time? I mean, greatest player, but goalie? No, never played it. Baseball. Who's the baseball GOAT? I mean, you can have the greatest pitcher. You could say, oh, it's Sandy Koufax. Oh, it's, I don't know, Walter Johnson. Oh, it's Roger Clemens. But those guys were pitchers. Batters? Oh, it's Henry Aaron. It's Willie Mays. It's Mickey Mantle. It's, pick a guy. Barry Bonds. Babe Ruth. Yeah, okay, well, Babe did both. But you get the point. Shohei Ohtani? Not yet. Vladdy Jr.? No. Basketball, why I think that MJ is the GOAT of GOATs is because he does everything. And that's just the structure of the game, so it makes it easier, but he plays defense, he plays offense. There's no position that he doesn't play. Now, can you be super specific and say, well, he doesn't play center? Yeah, fine, but it's all the same. It's not as distinct. So that's why I feel like... I actually, you know what? I'm going to pat myself on the back. I actually think that's the best explanation as to why MJ is the GOAT of GOATs. The best explanation I've ever heard, right here and now. Clip it off, send it to First Take. You're welcome. What are some of your most memorable MMA hour moments from Alex Weber that you would recommend someone going back to watch? Maybe besides the obvious ones. Conor debut, Blueberries, Lucky Patrick. Also, can we please get Ray Long on the show? Makes sense leading into Aljo's fight at 273. Well, Lewis chimes in. Episode 333 was a crazy one, yes. Just go look it up if you'd like. New York Rick's Ronda comeback fighter one, yes. Rampage Gangnam Style, yes. Overeem's birthday iPad chasing, yes. Anything Dom Cruz from 2016, yes. Bisping 2. GSP Women Dinosaurs Violence of the Octagon, yes. GSP in studio after he beat GSP in studio after he beat Bisping was great. Khabib in studio the Monday before 223, great. Quinta that following Monday after that whole crazy weekend was great. I mean, there's just been so many. Man, there's been so many. Those early Conor ones were great. The Rampage ones were great. I mean, that's a good list right there. Tyson Fury, great. Hello, Ariel, long-time listener, first-time subscriber. I was wondering, are you going to do an interview with Roberto Soldic and Alexander Rakic, two top MMA fighters from the Balkans? Greetings from the country of Montenegro. Greetings. Yes, we've had Rakic before, and Soldic is a great fighter who might be a highly sought-after free agent, so stay tuned. Sweaty Spaghetti. Good day, Ariel. I'm very slow today. I'm sorry. Over the last few days, we heard the story of a truly inspirational Khalil Roundtree Jr., while also Once again, having the dark side of MMA rear its ugly head through the vile comments made by Sean Strickland. In my opinion, he unequivocally crossed the line. Do you agree? And if so, what is an appropriate punishment by the UFC? I don't know, man. Clearly they don't care. Clearly he don't care. I just say ignore it. And like, what are you gonna? I mean, why? It's unnecessary. I don't. It's like. I say something here like, you're a soy boy, you're soft, you're this, you're that. Guys, like, can we act as human beings? Can we be respectful? Can we be kind-hearted? This venom, this mean-spiritedness, these insults, like it's gross. It doesn't make me proud to be a part of MMA, to be an MMA fan, and especially when you see them go gaga over stupid things and then just let this type of rhetoric slide by. Shame. It's a shame. Benji, Ariel. First here, and what a pleasure. Golly, I love the mixture of international fighters you have on, but it does seem like you have a secret soft spot for our UK guys and gals. I mean, I like everyone. I've been accused of less, I suppose. Not many foreigners understand our humor, but you get it. Yeah, I do. Part of the Commonwealth. Who would you say is the funniest UK fighter you've come across? Arnold Allen, for sure. Hello, gents. If there's one MMA heel you could turn into a babyface and vice versa, who would they be? Wow. Till turning heel on Khamzat would be, I mean, that double turn right there. Till. Khamzat's a bit of a face, but like, you know, he has some heel qualities. That would be like WrestleMania 13, Austin, Bret Hart-esque. So that would be a cool one. Matmo says Colby, that would be a crazy one. Imagine like Colby like rips open his shirt and he's wearing a Bernie Sanders for president shirt. That would be pretty wild. Brandon Moreno, nicest guy in the sport. Imagine someone like Molly turned heel. I feel like Patty's like teetering on face heel. He could easily go, you know, to the dark side. Steve, hey Ariel, random question, but who do you think has had the most unexpected fall from grace after losing the title or losing their title fight? Some I think of are Cody Garbrandt, that's what I was gonna say. Marlon Moraes, didn't win the title, but title fight, yeah. Hendricks, definitely. All while competing for the belt, they looked amazing. Rockhold too. Right, he had the win and fell off. But yeah, Cody's up there, as is Hendricks. Nico Montano. Zach Payne, good morning, Ariel. Don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal of why Francis would love to box Tyson Fury. That is a very big money fight, but what happens after that? Well, after that, he can go back to the UFC, but yes, you're right, it is a one-off. I mean, don't forget, he's getting up there in age. I mean, after he fights Tyson Fury, what does he do? Does he just dip and stop fighting? Potentially. I mean, he's in his mid-30s. Get that big payday. By the way, one of those payday could equal to like 10 fights. Don't forget about that. Henan Barao, good one from Casey. Did fall off. Although he had a couple of interim title fights, but yes. I don't see him wanting to fight. No. Listen, he could get one fight against Tyson for $10 million. That's equal to 10 of his fights. This week's handicap hot take for you. Paddy Pimblett is heavily overrated and will never be a top 10 fighter. Some might say that's not a hot take. Liam, Ariel, the reply from last week about your time at Cuse and experiences with the anxiety got me so fired up. Couldn't believe you addressed me. It was the coolest thing ever. No question from me. Just wanted to say you're the GOAT, bro, and I genuinely look at you as a good friend. Your pal, Liam. Respect, Liam. Bulldog, it's yourself, Helwani. What was the weirdest part of transitioning from your teen years to adulthood? For me, it's the age-old question of when is it too old to still be at the kids' table? God.
The storm is starting to pick up again.
I mean, my early 20s were a very, very difficult time. That's when I went to Syracuse. I was highly depressed, highly lonely. I would sit in my room and just watch wrestling all day. I was just a loner. I mean, I was literally counting down the days till I could leave. And I remember seeing a quote, don't count the days, make the days count. And it sort of started to like open up. But like, I remember I would think of May of 2004, like it's ingrained in my brain because I just wanted to leave. I was just so unhappy there. When they won the national championship in 2003, like I was like, ugh, I don't even want to celebrate. I don't want anyone to be happy here. It was a tough time, not gonna lie. And then I went home after graduating, broke my ankle 2 days later,
Try the
and
bookstore?
was on crutches and
Always
had to
read
go through
songbooks there.
a ton of physical
Whenever she has
therapy, but I
time.
moved to New York instead of going to Greece for the Olympics, working for NBC. I've told the story before. Met my wife, so everything worked out. But those early, like 20, 21, 22-ish, weird times. I'm way happier now as an almost 40-year-old than I was as a
How are you?
early 20-year-old.
Have I
Because you're just
seen
more
the
secure, you're more
matriarch?
confident, things are more set, you've got a family, you've got, there's a ton that I want to do, but you can look back and be proud.
She must be at
It's
the
just a lot
altar
of
harmony
uncertainty.
by now.
Okay, just a couple more here. Who do you think would win at a battle royal of all the MMA Hour employees? Wow. Okay, so we've got Frank, GC, Corporate Alex,
Looking for the
Joe.
altar of harmony?
Bitcoin Joe, Crypto Joe, I think that's the name, Yoon, New York Rick. Those are, the main ones. Who do you guys think? Battle Royal, all the MMA Hour employees.
Wait, the matriarch is currently offering prayers at the altar.
Pretty sure Al Shadi's on top.
Wait, he's not an MMA Hour guy. I mean,
He
he's
helps me every night.
all right, fine.
Shout out.
Wow.
You may enter.
Seems like you're trying to mend the fences from your prediction earlier.
No, I mean, I don't know if we're going to stay at $10 or if we're moving it up now.
Wow.
If we're going with those people, I'll take Casey. I'll double down.
Yeah, I mean, he's not full-time MMA Hour. I think they were going full-time MMA Hour.
Oh, than myself.
Yeah. Carmine. Hey, Ariel. With Eagle FC instituting a super lightweight division, do you think other promotions will follow? I hope so, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Newman. Hello, Newman.
Joe says Casey, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Your new favorite rapper, Benny the Butcher, dropped a new album on Friday. Have you heard it yet? It's incredible. I haven't. Frank, have you?
No, I haven't, but that's good news.
In your 2 Cent Tuesday, you revealed that you spoke with Hamzat. Yes, last week, Darren Till and Hamzat called me on the phone, on FaceTime. We spoke. He unblocked me on Twitter. He may or may not have revealed that it wasn't him who blocked me, that it might have been someone else. I'll give you one guess as to who that might be.
Should I do?
One day he'll be on the show, but so far, no dice. Good morning or good afternoon, Mr. Alwani. Do you think MMA can continue to remain immune to this? He's talking about the political conversations. I mean, I don't think we're immune to it,
At this
but
time
they
of
do a
day,
good job of
Shauna is most likely
dodging
somewhere
things
with a
in
view of the
MMA.
sea.
Other sports, they seem to try to treat these things head on. I mean, just look, someone sent me a tweet 2 years ago today. Dana said, Khabib Ferguson will unequivocally, absolutely happen. We are going to go somewhere. You remember, like, everyone kind of stood down, controversial or not, whatever. This sport, we tackle these things head on, controversial or not. Salut de Montréal. What's your relationship like with BT Sport guys, Catterall, Pete, Sanko, Bisping, Hardy? Great. I like them all. Why don't you cover MMA for them? Well, I cover MMA for a lot of other people, and I like the fact that the wrestling is my spot for them, so we'll save that for the book. How about that? No, it's fine. There's nothing. Everything is nice, neat. It's perfect. Also, my wife says you have a soothing voice. Thank you to your wife.
I'm
Also, I don't think
almost
Sanko works for
finished
BT.
with what I'm doing.
Okay. What are we at? 35? Golly. Is RDA the most underrated fighter in the fans' eyes? I don't know about right now, but, maybe most
Do you
underappreciated.
like to see?
My man, Afternoon Ariel Lewis, keeping it free and real this week. I want to ask about the famous
Want to
Hawani
see
wardrobe.
the list
How many
of my
shirts deep is
duties?
it at this point? Golly, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
I mean, it might be over 40. Do you have favorite shirts or any that bring about memories? Yeah, this one. I love this one. I've worn this a bunch. There's definitely a few. A lot of plaid. But yes, there are definitely ones that I'll be like, oh, I wore this for... I remember the one I wore for the first MMA hour, the last MMA hour, ESPN, all that. You plan your show attire for the week? No. Just go in the room. Oh, I haven't worn that in a while. Who's ironing the shirts? Always crisp. Not really, to be honest. I actually think that they can be crisper, but you send them to True story. I don't know how to iron. I'm not good at it. Maybe I could get away with it, but I'm not good at it. Dry cleaner. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white fans. Obviously, you've interviewed every person on earth at this point, but still no one is perfect. What do you think are your biggest weaknesses, flaws as an interviewer, and how do you go about trying to improve? Wow, that is a great one. I hate when I ask multiple questions in a question. Hate that.
Stay away. You're bad luck.
Can always ask better follow-ups, can always listen better.
It'd be better if I didn't come.
But the multiple questions in a questions is a pet peeve. Hate
Have I
What's
seen
up, Thug
anything
Nose? Any
suspicious?
updates on Darren Till? Not yet.
If you want a long
Happy National Artichoke's Heart Day. Artichoke Hearts Day. Seriously, I believe you. What's the best way to get more people interested in MMA who aren't already? Show them some fights, but most importantly, show them the characters. Show them the personalities. I've always realized that, you know, when someone gets emotionally invested in the characters, it goes a long way.
use of violence or causing a
It really does.
Did you find anything?
This is a great story. Back in 2008, me and my friends got into a fight with Andre Petrovsky at a Springfield party, his hometown, because he hooked up with my buddy's skeezer girlfriend. He was known as a scary guy back then with his wrestling credentials, but none of us knew him because we were out of town. Anyway, all hell broke loose, and we actually got the best of him. However, I believe he was holding back. LOL. Anyway, it's great to see his success in the UFC. I was wondering if maybe next time he was on your show, you could ask him if he remembers what his version of this story was. Also, who's your pick for him and Maximov, and who is the favorite? I don't know who the favorite is, but that's a freaking great story, and I would love to ask him about it. It seems he knows, always knows, sometimes even before the fighters. How many calls do you make in a week to get information and fact check stuff? You know, believe it or not, lately, I'm not really chasing the nuggets as much as I was. It's just not really a fun game because they're so afraid. Like, I've never understood this. Why are the managers, why are the fighters so afraid to talk about information that is about themselves? It's about you. It's about your life. There is no fight if you're not partaking in it. But the UFC puts the fear of God in them so that they could send a tweet, if they even send the tweet about the fight. It's like, yo, don't even tell me. Go out there and pump it up yourself. So you kind of have to like stop short of sacrificing your firstborn child to get this information. I just stopped caring. Now things fall in the lap. You hear about things, you investigate, but it's definitely not the amount of phone calls that I was putting in back in the day because I just don't get the, honestly, don't have the time, don't have the effort. They're so, they used to, I mean, when I was at ESPN, not to drum this stuff up all again, but like they would specifically tell the managers, if you tell Ariel this, we are going to cancel this fight. Like, can you think about how crazy that is? How crazy? And they would say, we are telling so-and-so reporter, so you better not tell Helwani. Can you think about how nuts that sounds? I mean, like, what are we doing here? What is going on? By the way, I'm working for the broadcast partner. Like, this is what I mean when I say the pettiness knows no bounds. So I don't really care. And the funny thing was, I never cared. That was the best part about the whole like witch hunt to try to find out who the mole was in 2016. There wasn't a mole, and they were going crazy over it, and I was just sitting back and just doing my job and calling people and being like, what? You guys are freaking out over this? That's weird. No mole, never was a mole. Greetings. Can I ask how a day in the life of Helwani looks like on a day-to-day basis? Seems like you're so in tune to every sport, along with watching TV series, writing articles, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. What book are you currently reading? Thanks and have a prosperous rest of the week. Thank you. I'm reading Charles Oakley's book, and I'm reading Stephen Brunt's book on the Gretzky trade. The name is escaping me right now, but those are the two books that I'm reading at the moment. Every day is different, but every day is the same in terms of like my Mondays are very similar to every Monday. Tuesday's the same. Like there's a routine. Try to exercise every day, try to eat well, but like every Wednesday is the same. Do the show, this, that. Every Monday is the same. Every Thursday is the same. So routine is a big thing for me. I like routine. Okay, man, there's so many questions here. This sucks. I can't get to all of them. Do you think Conor and Khabib gets as big as it did without the Dolly incident? Probably, but it certainly helped. GC, what's the most money you've ever bet on a game?
Oh gosh, hundreds. I've never broken the 1,000 mark on a game.
Never. In terms of what you bet or what you want?
No, I've won thousands before on like futures and parlays, but like actually the bet that I place, I've never gone over 1,000. I'm only 28. I don't have that much financial freedom to bet thousands.
Right. Man, just so many. Do they call Canadian bacon bacon in Canada? I think so.
Man, who was that one from?
You.
Oh, was that him?
You were
Oh, Mysterious Frank.
looking for me?
Damn. Wait, did you write this before the show or after the show?
Before the show.
That's weird.
Magurus were.
Yeah, but you didn't answer it. Like, you guys are just like, hey, I want a pizza with some bacon on it.
I think yeah, I think that's what you say. By the way, that's so crazy that I just skipped through a bunch and landed on that question.
Is it crazy?
Brian Campbell of Morning Combat often talks about his men's league basketball skills. My question is, if you were to take a member of the MMA to partner with to play 2-on-2 against Luke and BC, are you taking GC New York Rick or Frank Mysterio? I like that, Frank Mysterio. GC, how are your basketball skills? I mean, you're tall, you're rangy, you're long.
My whole life. Hoop my whole life. It would be a terrible mistake for you to take anyone else.
Really? Okay, because I've played with Rick, not bad. But I feel like you're younger, you're taller, you're rangier.
I could dunk at one point in my life.
Okay, I mean, it's over. I think we would whoop their ass, if you ask me. Do you think we'll get the opportunity to see Patty's walkout? We better. I mean, what a freaking disaster. What a promotional malpractice that would be. Any word on what's next for Dominic Cruz? Not yet. Cookies, chocolate chip or white chocolate? Definitely chocolate chip. No doubt about it. And last one. Last one. Is Sean Strickland's persona too much? Is it a persona or is it real? I don't know. But it's not very fun at the moment. Okay, let's get to 50. Hey, Ariel, any shot Diaz Poirier will main event? There's a shot, but I'm hearing maybe not co-main, but sure, there's a shot. But as of now, I'm hearing not. Why did it take the UFC so long to go outside of the US when Bellator has had multiple shows? No idea. Do you think the MMA media never brought it up because Dana because they were scared to get blacklisted? Nah. Apex, baby. Make a lot of money there. Comfortable. It's awesome. Hey, Ariel, I was doing some looking around on Wikipedia and found out that you're 5 days older than me. Shout out. How does it feel to be turning 40 soon? Pretty good. Do you have any plans to celebrate, or is age just a number to you? A little bit of both. I would like to go on a trip, maybe go to like a Blue Jays game in Toronto. I was thinking of that, or a Bills game. I've never been to a Bills game. Maybe go to Cooperstown with my kids. Maybe just something fun like that. But I don't like big parties. I don't like people coming over. I don't like big dinners. I'm not a fan of that stuff. I'm thankful to be alive, healthy, and I just want to... 40, you know, it's a nice number, but I don't want to make too big of a deal about it. Think of that movie, This Is 40. That was depressing. Okay, last one. Jezzy Q here once again. I have a very excited young Danny Q here as well. We will be shortly traveling to Dallas to take in the sights and be in attendance for WrestleMania. Hope we get a photo op. I'll be there. 2 questions this week. Who you got? Brock or the New York ripoff? The New York Rick ripoff? Roman. Wow, what a compliment to New York Rick. I think Roman wins. Does Cody return? Yes. Question is, there or before? At this point, I feel like it's going to be there. Because I feel like we're like wasting time, right? Or maybe before for the I'm going to say there. But yes, he is coming back. That's what I believe. All right, we are done. Thank you all for the questions. I'm sorry I didn't get to everyone. I love you all. We went an hour here. What more do you want from me? But please keep sending them, and I will do my best to get to as many as possible. We're out of time. Frank, you can hit the music. Big weekend coming up. Celtic Gladiator 31. UFC London, KSW, PFL Challengers. All that stuff. Really enjoyed today's program. Great characters on today's show. Some heartwarming characters. I just, I love doing the show. Wednesdays are fun. Let's see if anyone has bothered me. Wow, a lot. Oh. Can I report this? Okay, I mean, not the best way to end the show, but I got a text. See, as I was saying, people want to tell me things. It just happens to fall into my lap. How beautiful is that? It's good to be the king, because remember, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. All hail El Nariz. Thank you very much to all our guests. Thank you to Casey. Good luck to him. Give him hell. Wow, did you see that? My pencil just flew. Give him hell, Casey. You ain't seen nothing yet. Bum, bum, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Good luck to him on Saturday in his MMA debut. Thank you very much to Molly McCann. Good luck to her as well. Thank you to Matt Brown. Good luck next week. Thank you to DJ. Good luck to him next week. Thank you to Kevin Holland. You're a hero. And thank you to Ilya Taporia. Good luck next Saturday, this Saturday as well. Thanks to the team. Thanks to the crew. Thanks to all of you. Back on Monday, same time, place to the same. Peace. I'm out of here.
Shroom tech. Yeah?
Yeah.
What, hallucinogenic?
No, just like, well, that's the immune, that's the Shroom Tech immune.
Different shrooms.
I
Yeah?
used to take that whenever I was travelling, keep my immune system.
Oh, really?
It is really good, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you get ill when you travel? What, aircon and stuff?
Yeah, just aircon and
Yeah.
just, you know, different environments, different airports.
You always get the sniffles, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I got the first COVID, travelling back from New Zealand.
No, was it?
Yeah. Was that hooker against Felder? Yeah. Okay.
But these keep you safe.
Hey?
These keep
They
you
do,
safe.
honestly, they do. Yeah, they are good.
There you go. Front and centre.
You got here fast. You got here fast. You got here fast. You got here fast.
Welcome to TestRail, the comprehensive test management solution used by
Big Sean McCarthy.
Hi, we are back, and I finally got my computer working since I have been attacked. Josh Thompson and I was attacked by the gremlins. They took over, the Google gremlins took over my computer, would not let it work. Almost got me off of the podcast, taking away my microphone and my camera. It was horrible. But I am back. They cannot stop this. They cannot keep me away. We are ready to go. How you doing?
Too much porn on your your computer. Your computer got the virus. It got the virus. We call it the COVID.
The COVID. My computer got the COVID.
Like Romero Cotton, I got the COVID.
COVID.
He's got the deep voice and a little bit of that rubble.
I'm just going to eat him up, and then I'll eat him with the COVID.
I love it, baby. I love it. Yeah, we're back, man. We're back. I feel like we just filmed a couple days ago. Oh, we did. That's right.
It's because we did.
Here we go. We're gonna get into some UFC news because they got a fight night coming up this weekend. Is there any other shows this weekend? We're gonna bypass on the PFL. There's not really no big names. It's a Challenger Series. We're gonna bypass on that. We want to let you guys know that up front. So if you guys came
Good luck
for that
to
information, we're gonna bypass on that. So what else we got? Dave, what else are the topics that we're going to bring up tonight? We're going to talk
There's a lot of news.
A lot of news.
So we're going to, there's some scuffles already happened this week in
Oh,
London.
Patty Pimblett fighting.
We're going to talk
but
about
not in the octagon.
Dana White actually spent some time with one of the Logan brothers. We're going to talk about that later too. And then also the comment of the other brother that wasn't present. And then there's some MMA superhero news and then some trash talk going on.
Right.
And then we'll see where we go from there.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's jump right into the UFC. You want to start with the main event?
Hey, Josh, before you do that real quick, I just wanted to confirm that I promised this by the midweek show.
Oh, yeah.
And we did deliver.
Oh,
So-
look at that. Hindsight is 50-50.
Can we get it in black too?
I think it is in black, or it's like it didn't work in black actually because of the black
Can't
text.
you make that white?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I could throw it up in black as well, but I put it on a couple of greens that it worked on, and then
Because St.
otherwise-
Patty's Day.
Well, that's a good one. It's
Yeah,
probably too
that's the
close
same.
to St. Patty's Day to get it in time.
Yeah.
But so that, and then the Jan Still shirt is still in the finishing stages.
Yeah,
but
I
we're
like it.
getting there.
You got a couple designs of that. It looks pretty good so far. I mean, I like the idea.
So
Dave, putting in the work. Finally, under this keeper on here.
hard.
Yeah, I like it. I like this.
Hours.
I love this
Go ahead
Dave.
and
Don't make sure
pennies
this Dave
somehow.
doesn't leave.
Got any scraps somehow?
Jesus God. Oh man. All right. Hey, let's okay, so go to WayneInPodcast.com. We got some new merch up there. Take a look at that. Hindsight is 50-50. That's right. We gotta make sure that says Joshisms. I love it. I think Chris came up with that.
Yeah, the Joshisms is just a list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like,
That's a really good idea.
I like
A list of Joshisms. 50-50. What was the other one I said? Two dogs and a birds in a hand.
No, a bird in the hand is better than three birds in a rock or something like
It was. I don't even know what the fuck. It was so dumb. I had a couple other good ones this last weekend.
My favorite is still, he is not the brightest tool in the shed.
Yes, that's another one. He's not the brightest tool in the shed. It's a sharp tool. You know, if it's sharp, it kind of, when you're watching a
Got a
horror
luster
film,
to it.
right?
Okay.
The light hits it a little bit and just kind of, you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure I've got dumber since I've been working with Josh for the last 6 years.
Oh,
damn.
Jeez. All right, well. All right, let's get right into this UFC Fight Night 204. Volkov versus Aspinall. Look, I've been high on Tom Aspinall for the longest time. Seeing him fight, he's grown on me a lot in terms of like his style, the way he fights. I know he looks like Frank Mir. He doesn't really fight like Frank Mir, but he is good on the ground. He's got better wrestling than Frank Mir. He's got a little bit better stand-up than Frank Mir. But he's good. He's a good fighter all the way around. He moves like a young Frank Mir, though, on the ground.
Yeah,
he's
he does.
athletic. I mean, like
Moves very well.
When I compare him a little bit to like Cyril Gahn, but he's better than Cyril Gahn on the ground. So,
but not on the feet.
No, not on the feet. He's a little bit more well-rounded though when it comes to. He's got stand-up though too.
Oh, no, he
John,
does. He just look. Cyril Gahn is just much smoother and controls distance much better.
Yes, that's very true. I will agree with that. This is a big step up in competition for him, though, against Volkov.
Yes, it is.
What happened to slow paying him? He must have got a new contract.
He might have, but but this is it's actually a good fight for him because it's one where if he can bring this fight into a certain aspect, he's got a great advantage.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag for your betting odds. You guys can bet on everything. You got baseball, football, basketball, all of these things are happening right now.
Baseball's back.
March Madness is coming up, and like you said, baseball is back. The owners and the Players Association finally came to agreements on how many millions and millions of dollars they're going to pay each other.
Okay.
This is great. But we go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code weighing in, and John and I will give you guys our advice on the fights, pretty much not on anything else, but in some boxing, some MMA, whether it's UFC, Bellator, whatever odds that you can find on mybookie.ag for boxing, for everything, for combat sports. John and I will give you a little bit of that knowledge, hopefully win you guys some money. But use that QR code right there, that one right there, the one that Podcast Dave is going to put up. And when he puts that up right there, you click on that, use our promo code weighing in. They're going to give you a little extra spending cash, okay, for your first initial deposit. Make sure you guys remember that. Your first initial deposit, if you use that QR code and our promo code weighing in at mybookie.ag.
His ground game is Volkov's going to hold on to him, is going to try to slow him down on the ground, but he's not. He doesn't have submission skills to go after him. So it's really a question of, can Tom Aspinall use his hands to get into the takedown and put the fight where he can't be damaged by Volkov? Because Volkov's got good stand-up. He's got great kicks, good teep up the middle, and he's long. He's strong and he's big. So, but he does start to wear out. The real question is, we haven't seen Tom go deep into fights. So, how's he going to do in that 5-minute round? Excuse me, did I say that 5 minute? How's he going to do in a five-minute fight? It's going to be a little bit different. But I actually think young talent, he's really good. Yeah. And he's got a lot going for him, and I think his confidence is starting to really build as he's going through. I think just the Andrei Arlovsky fight, I think it did a ton for him. Yeah. Just because it was one of those guys that he had watched and he had seen and respected, and he went in there and just did his job and got rid of him, and you go, that's a confidence builder. That's one of those things that tells you, I am this good, and he is. So it's a really good main event. It's an interesting. A lot of times when you get the heavyweights, you go, yeah, not too sure about that. I kind of like this matchup.
Descoperă în magazinele Lidl lumea plină de arome a bucătăriei grecești, îmbogățită de o istorie de aproape 4000 de ani. Binecunoscuta brânză halloumi merge de minune pe grătarul de primăvară, acum la doar 8,99 lei 225 de grame, cu o reducere de 30%. În coșul de picnic poți adăuga și struguri negri sau roze fără sâmburi la un preț tot cu 30% mai mic, 6,99 lei caserola de 500 de grame. Pofta de ceva exotic o potolești cu o porție bună de creveți prefierți cu o reducere de 23% la activarea cuponului Lidl Plus, adică 9,99 lei 200 de grame. Tot la activarea cuponului Lidl Plus beneficiezi de 30% reducere la sucul de mere Solevita și plătești doar 4,49 lei pe litru. Morcovi bio reduși cu 38% la doar 5,49 lei punga de 1 kg merg foarte bine alături de un biban de mare pe care îl cumperi gata eviscerat la prețul de 3,59 lei 100 de grame, cu o reducere de 20%. Asezonează gusturile grecești cu specialități italiene, cu o pungă de tortelloni Chef Select de 400 de grame cu 21% reducere la 5,49 lei și cu un desert special cum e ciocolata la speciale 4,49 lei 150 de grame, redusă cu 25%. Și să nu uităm de brânza feta, o specialitate grecească cu tradiție. O găsești feliată în saramură la 17,99 lei 400 de grame. Urmează-ți pofta de specialități grecești și poți câștiga vouchere de cumpărături în valoare de 200 de lei, un grătar cu trepied sau marele premiu, un frigider Fram. După ce ți-ai ales bucatele pentru meniul grecesc, românește e să te pregătești și pentru curățenia de primăvară. Nu uita să pui în coș soluție pentru curățare universală la 8,99 lei litrul sau soluție pentru curățare rosturi la 8,49.
Yeah, Dave, can you pull up the heavyweight division? The rankings. There you go. You look at it. You've got, Ngannou at the top. He's the king of the, the top of the heavyweight division there. And you got Cyril gone.
Cyril.
And you've got Stipe, Tai Tuivasa. I mean, like, Tai Tuivasa and...
He's the fun one.
He's the fun one. He definitely is. He definitely is. Curtis Blades, Derek Lewis, who's another fun one. You have Volkov, and then you've got Rosenstruck, which we haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen him fight in a while.
Yeah,
you got
he had
Dawkins.
one. He just won one.
Dawkins coming off that loss, right? He just lost to... Who did
he lost to? Derek.
Yeah, that's right.
Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis. So he lost to Derek Lewis, and then Tubura. He's been hanging around in that little area there.
Yeah, but he got beat.
Yeah, he lost to... Who did he lose to? Gosh, who did Tubura lose to?
I'm thinking it might have been Rosenstruck.
It might have been. I think it was.
Here, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up right now as Josh would.
Oh, no, they're fighting next.
Volkov.
It was Volkov. That's right, Volkov.
It's Rosenstruck who he's fighting now.
Okay. I mean, like, overall, though, I mean, there's, you got in there, but then Aspinall is where? He's down.
11.
He's at 11.
He's 11.
All right, so he's at 11. I mean, this is a big jump up for him. Volkov is
he's at
where?
6.
Number 6? That's a big jump. I mean, but there's guys in there that will pose a big threat to him. I look at guys like Dawkins. Dawkins is going to be a hard fight for Aspinall.
Yep.
He's good all the way around. He's very well rounded. I mean, like, he was looking good against Derek Lewis until Derek Lewis like, okay, look, stop swatting your hands at me. Okay, I'm gonna just put you.
Until Derek pulled out the beast and just started swinging.
Yeah. He stood over him. He's like, oh, he's okay. Yes, Derek Lewis stood over. He's like, he's okay.
I'm done. I'm done playing this game. Rah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he just crushed him. But, I mean, there's guys in here that Aspinall should always be afraid of, I think, just because of their punching power and the way that they fight. The wrestling ability of Curtis Blades might give him a little bit of a problem. Curtis not bad on the feet either. I mean, he could see Aspinall have a hard time taking him down if Curtis wanted to keep it on the feet. That's the other thing. Yep. So, I mean, there's guys in there that he's got to grow. Volkov, to me, like you, John, you hit the nail on the head. I really believe this is stylistically probably one of the better fights for him.
Yes, I agree.
And
when you're looking at people that he can fight.
Yeah, if he does get this fight to the ground, I definitely give him the advantage.
Big advantage.
A big advantage. And then on the feet, though, Volkov's he's got it for him. But I mean, if Aspinall could crush that space, get past that push kick and that long jab, I mean, to get inside that phone booth, I think he ends up making it a really good fight.
Yeah, Volkov. When you talk about getting into that phone booth range, getting in tight, he's not comfortable there. He doesn't throw a lot of uppercuts, and he's got those long limbs, and makes it more difficult for it to get his shots off. And so there's ways of Aspinall to make this a less dangerous fight on the feet, but he's got to work his way to that inside point.
Yeah,
really got to get past that push kick. That's the big thing. If he allows that to be a part of it, like a jab that Volkov will do, it's gonna cause him problems throughout the night.
Yep, I agree. Now, look, to me, the fight of the night is going to potentially be this fight right here, Arnold Allen and Dan Hooker.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
This looks amazing.
This is a great fight.
John, but I'm going to get into the positivity first. I'm going to get a little bit of negativity right now, okay? I don't want to see Dan Hooker end up in nothing. I thought he had an amazing career. Donald Cerrone had a fantastic career. But he got to the title, then he didn't get it. Then he got to the title shot, didn't get it. Like, he was always right there. Like, if I win this fight, I'm going to get a title shot. I look at Dan Hooker as somebody, like, he's kind of going to be that guy. He's going to get better. He's going to take some losses. Then he's going to come back and get some wins. But he's never going to get to that level. I want to see him continuously grow. Stop taking all these damn really, really tough fights. And then on short notice, too, of a lot of things. I know this fight wasn't short notice. At least I don't think it was.
No, I don't think so.
No. But Arnold Allen's a damn stud. What is he, 17, 18, and 1? Something like that? 17 and 1. And you've got Dan Hooker was 21 and 11?
Yeah.
I just know that he's good. I know he's tough. I know he's good. But I want to see him get his confidence back. Scroll down there so I can see he's lost a couple in a row.
No, he had his last one was.
Oh, he had a win over Haskarat.
Yeah, and then he quickly came
Hasbrat.
back and he took on Islam and that.
Yeah, he was coming off that win. That's right.
He
But then he had lost
was
to Dustin and Chandler.
Kind of being a company man with that, trying to help. He's trying to help out the company.
Yeah, I know, but then
It's
this Allen fight is not. That's I feel like it's get another win, get a win or two, and then let's talk.
This is his first one at 145, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Jumping into the deep end of the pool.
I know, and I'm just like, I mean, he's so big, and then you're gonna fight someone who's got a record like that, and he's super talented, and sure he cuts a significant amount of weight as well, but not as much as Hooker's gonna have to cut. And how are you gonna be in the third round? I'm getting a little nervous for him, man, because he's a big guy. What is he, 6'1"? Dan Hooker's, I think, 6'1".
Yeah.
6 foot, 6'1".
He's tall.
And it's not like he's not super skinny. He's kind of thick. He's got like broad shoulder. He's got the broad shoulder, small waistline, that kind of stuff. But
lean and muscular. But I don't know. I agree with you. They could not have given him a tougher opponent right off the bat. Arnold Allen is freaking good. He's good everywhere. He does not get the credit of being a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He is. Yeah. He's got good stand-up. He's got good wrestling. He's got a good submission game. He's got the full package, man. And he's tough as hell. He is. When we talk about a hard out, sometimes you're not going to find it against him. He's just that good. But I look at it just like you. I'm very interested in the fight. I think it's a great fight. I think Hooker is definitely at a disadvantage in it, though. I'm just going to be honest. It's tough, especially coming in 145 a little bit faster.
Yeah. Do you look at him like I look at Arnold Allen a little bit like how I looked at Bryce Mitchell before he fought Barboza? It's like, he's good, but like, is he gonna be that good? Like who's he fought, that kind of thing. But Arnold Allen's, he's good. He's really good. But I'm saying in terms of like they don't get the name recognition. Like Bryce Mitchell wasn't really getting the name recognition only because of his rap songs and his car sales and all that.
Come on,
shit,
he's
right?
hysterical.
He's so funny, man. So funny. But Arnold Allen is like one of those guys that kind of doesn't get the name recognition until you beat somebody like a Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I think it'll help if he gets that win.
Yeah, but sadly, I don't want to see. Like, I like.
But sadly, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Dan Hooker lose.
I don't want to see him lose, man. So, I think this is going to be. I think it's going to probably potentially be the best fight of the night. Someone's got to go down. Someone's got to lose. And Arnold Allen's tough, man. 17-1, riding that confidence. That confidence does everything. So, I mean, John, can you pull up 145, Dave?
Here.
Yeah, if we pull that up, like who could we have given him though? Somewhere in there. So not Arnold Allen, maybe a Josh Emmett. Scroll, there you go. Scroll, not Giga, like on the feet.
Nu pierde reducerile incredibile de Green Days la Jisc. Scaun reglabil confortabil la numai 225 de lei, reducere de 50%. Oglindă la numai 150 de lei, reducere de 70%. Sau pernă cu fibre la numai 40 de lei, reducere de 70%. Și ține minte, oferim prețuri de nerefuzat. Jisc.
Scandinavian Sleeping and Living.
Investesc pe bursă de mult timp. Știu exact ce fac. Știu exact cum să investesc.
Guys, but now everyone can invest. XTB offers global stocks. I follow Google, Amazon, Tesla.
Și alte acțiuni populare, cum ar fi UiPath sau Microsoft. În plus, fără comision. Știu pentru că și eu investesc.
Eu investesc în principal în mărfuri.
Da, cum ar fi cafeaua.
Sau zahăr. Eu investesc în Forex.
Eu prefer indicii bursieri.
Eu investesc în mine.
It doesn't matter whether you're experienced or just starting out. At XTB you can find all you need: investing, market analysis, and education. And you can invest wherever you are.
XTB, investing for everyone.
Josh is higher.
No, I know. What do you mean higher?
He's ranked higher than Arnold Allen.
Yeah, Josh
no, I
Emmett
understand
is
that,
ranked
but I'm.
higher.
What are you talking about?
You were saying that
better.
Josh. You said Josh Emmett. He goes, he's ranked higher than Arnold Allen.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a tougher fight. Stylistically, it could be potentially a better fight for him.
I don't know. I don't know if Josh Emmett's a good fight for him.
It's. Tough. I understand it's tough. Dave just has a big thing for Josh Emmett. He likes Josh Emmett because they met one time in like an elevator.
I mean, but if you look at all of those, like the 145 is stacked.
Yeah.
The UFC's 145 is stacked. I mean, just a bunch of killers. Because look at Arnold Allen being number 7. But you look at the guys ahead of him: Josh Emmett, Calvin Kattar, Korean Zombie, Yair, Ortega, Holloway, and then the
Dan's
champ.
also number 8 in lightweight, so just there's that as well.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. I mean, what
He shouldn't be anything.
What
if he's
about
not
Yusuf?
fighting there.
Like Yusuf just fought, I know, but that would have been
Yeah.
might be a good fight.
So
you have Yusuf. Scroll back. Let me see. Dan Ige would be probably might have a little. It would be a tough fight because Dan likes to wrestle so much and he's good on the ground. He's got good control. That kind of thing. But I don't know. It would be Bryce Mitchell. We saw. I mean, he gets a takedown on Hooker.
And Evlo, just take a look at him. He's 13. He's the stud.
Yeah, you look at Shane Burgos. He should have went to 70. I'm looking at the 145s. I'm like, oh,
dude,
shit. It ain't going to get easier, bro.
There's nothing easy there.
Him and Calvin Kattar would be a fun fight, though. Hooker and Calvin Kattar, that'd be a fun fight. I look at that fight, that might be fun, because Calvin doesn't kick a lot. Hooker will kick a little bit more, but Calvin's got the better boxing, but Hooker's got good stand-up. Calvin, I think, he's scrappy on the ground. He's very defensive, but scrappy on the ground. Hooker's not going to really take the fight to the ground, but if he does, he's got pretty good ground and pound. I mean, I'm just looking at, like, if he loses this fight, where does he go from here? After 2 losses, and his first loss at 145, and there's no easy fights. He goes to 170. I mean, tough, man. Hey. But overall, that's going to be, to me, is going to be the fight of the night. It's going to be a fun fight. Someone's got to lose. And Arnold Allen is a freaking stud. So I'm excited for that fight. All right, your boy's out there starting club fights and stuff. Paddy Pimblett.
Fighting people. He should. Okay, obviously he should be fighting Topuria, even though they're in different weight classes. Does not matter. They should be fighting. Or is Topuria 155? I thought he was 145.
I think he's 145.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Taipura? Yeah, it's Taipura. Yeah, I think he's one. What is he there for? Is he fighting on this card? He's not even on this card.
Yes, he is.
Oh, there he is, right there. Yeah, there he is. So click on him. He's 145, I believe.
But he's fighting.
He's 55, like.
He's saying, but he's ranked in the 45. He's been a 45er.
Some people change weight classes like Dan Hooker.
Damn, he just switched with Dan.
Let me see.
He's not in here.
No, he's in the 45, isn't he?
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Dude, number 15.
Number
Boom.
15. Yeah. So now he's up at lightweight?
This
He's
fight
a
is a
lightweight.
lightweight.
So he can fight the Patty.
Yeah. He's just trying. He's trying to get that attention right away.
That's all right. Good.
He's trying
Get
to get
it.
that attention right away.
I think we take Jai Herbert, put him in a fight against Rodrigo, and we put Patty and Tapuria. Come on. Now that's what you do.
Yeah, let's just switch it right now. Do the best thing you can for the fighters. Wonderful.
Or someone just trips Vargas up in the hallway, and then
Tapuria jumps in.
Yeah.
You can even tag him.
Perfect. All right, so Vargas versus Pimlet. I mean, Pimlet, look, even though he had a great comeback win, but he wasn't super impressive, John. Remember, he got rocked. He got stumbled a little bit. I mean, he was on stilts for a second doing the stanky leg. So, look, he's a tough kid. There's no doubt. There's no quitting him. He's a gamer. But he's gonna have to show me a little bit more. I know he's good, guys. All you guys are gonna be on the comments hating on me because I'm not bringing him down. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Patty Pimlet. He is.
He's a showman.
He
He's
is
fun
a
to
showman.
watch.
He is.
But you have to be, there's ways of beating him. And look at Soren Bach. I think that was his last loss. I'm not sure. He may have had one in between there or something. But Soren Bach just took him down and dismantled him. Now, I mean, it went to a decision, but when I say dismantle, Pimlet just had no answer for the grappling of Soren Bach, the wrestling of it. And Soren's not a guy that you look at and you go, not real exciting, but man, when it comes to the wrestling part, he's got it down. He's like Colby Covington. He's just a guy that just neutralizes you, puts you in a bad place. So there's nothing, no shame in that he couldn't get past Soren Bach. But take a look at, the guys that are going to be putting him against. I don't think they're going to be putting Patty against anybody that's got that wrestling background right now. They're going to be putting him against strikers. He's going to do pretty well with strikers.
Yeah, they're going to try to build him a little bit like they did Conor McGregor.
I don't blame him.
They're going to spend the time and slow play it. Give
Got
him
the personality.
fights that potentially can, he can stand with. He's just got to make sure. Like, the one thing that I will say about Conor McGregor is that as he was coming up, he didn't start letting it get to his head until after he beat Aldo. Now, don't get me wrong, he was still a talker. That was the thing that sold him to people, though. But he really didn't let his head completely blow up until after he beat Conor. Or not Conor, but after he beat Aldo. Once he got, he was talking, like, he kind of, I think in his mind, he knew. The Seaver fight, the Chad Mendes fight was definitely his toughest test, in that fight. So I think they're going to build him, kind of Patty Pimlet, they're going to build him that same way. Give him the fights that he needs for about 4 or 5 fights, stand-up guys, and then probably even try to do something like they did with when a wrestler's got to come in on a last-minute notice. Okay, we'll give you a guy that can wrestle a little bit, but he's got, short term. He's got 10 days, he's got 12 days, he's got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. So that might be it. Who knows? But I think that's kind of the direction they're going to go with Patty. We'll see. I wish him the best, man. He's a young, talented kid. Likes to talk. I get it. Yeah.
He's got a lot left in the tank.
Yes. Gunnar Nelson making a comeback. Huh?
I love that. I love
that. He's been out for a while.
I love Gunnar Nelson. He's a good guy, good fighter, unbelievable grappler. One time when he was going to fight Damian Maia, that was the fight I wanted. He was like, I want that fight. And I got it. And I was all excited about it. Dude, this is awesome. 2 best grapplers going at it. One from Europe, one from Brazil. It's going to be awesome. Me and Mark Goddard had a bet on it. It was good. It was amazing to see just the difference of levels when you talk about the grappling, because Gunnar's good.
Yeah. But Damian Maia is
better.
It's just, people don't realize. When you put down, it's funny, man. Like, I've trained with guys all around the world.
Alături de Krups, poți să te bazezi pe intuiție. Cu noul espresor automat Krups Intuition, prepararea cafelei este acum complet intuitivă. Alegerea ta la intensitatea dorită. Ghidul tău de realimentare cu boabe de cafea. Krups Intuition simplifică totul. Cafeaua perfectă pe care o adori. Ai încredere în intuiție. Groups Intuition.
And like I said, I've trained with Rafa Mendez. I've trained with like Lucas Leite, Leo Vieira. I mean, like just so many good. Philip Pomoski, like just super talented fighters. I mean, jiu-jitsu practitioners. And it's like, damn, freaking so good. It's just levels above what.
Yeah, you're just working to keep them from finishing.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like the whole time.
So like when you were a white belt and you train with like a purple belt or a brown belt, that's what it feels like when you're a black belt training with like a top level black belt. That's what it feels like. You're like, damn, this is horrible. I mean, like,
this normally doesn't happen to me. I'm not being fun.
Yeah, this is not even fun.
But Gunner his ground game is stifling. And Sato's good on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good enough to stop what Gunner does. He's got a different style. You know, he's got more of the Japanese fighters have a different approach sometimes to grappling sequences and scenarios, and they'll go for things, and we'll see if it works for him. Gunner and what he does. Gunner Nelson is he is good.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the credit that he deserves for how tough he is.
Yeah, he's been out for a while, John. What, 3 years?
Yeah, everything started to seem to me kind of for him. Remember when he fought Punk in India?
Yeah, 2019.
That was that.
2019.
Well, it's 2019. But that fight seemed to be a turning point. He got the eye pokes and everything, and a lot of bad things. And that was the fight that seemed like things started to tail off. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, like, they gave him. I remember the Leon Edwards fight, which I thought Leon won.
It was close.
It was close, but I thought Leon won the fight. But Leon was able to take him down, kind of control some of the ground. That kind of surprised me in that fight. The speed was definitely a factor. And then you go to the Gilbert Burns fight, which I was surprised that he actually survived in terms of submissions and all the other stuff. I mean, I expected Gilbert to basically dominate. So overall though, he had his win over Cowboy, and then he had lost yeah, I remember what you were saying.
Smell of blood.
Well, hopefully he comes back and he has a great performance. I love when he's from Iceland, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Iceland. Dave, what'd you say?
I said yes.
Dave's in the middle of a yawn.
You were trying to catch me in a yawn.
Yeah,
no, he wasn't trying to catch you in the middle of the yawn. He did catch you in the middle.
I can't even see you. Like, how would I know if you were yawning or not? Oh man. All right, so you got Molly McCann, my baby girl. Yeah, I love Molly. We ran into her in
Ireland.
In Ireland, man, she's just an absolute. She's a ray of.
She's a savage.
Yeah, she's just like
she never
has
has
sunshine. She
never has a bad moment.
Nah.
She's just always happy, always enthused about whatever's going on, happy for other people. She's just on.
Yep, love everything about her. Hopefully she gets this win. She's been training super hard. When we saw her, she's slimmed down. She's like doesn't look the same. She said,
"Oh, she looks really good.
No more meatball." She's like, "Nope, there's no more meatball right now." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, because I came up and gave her a hug, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Whoa!" I put my arms around her. I was like, "Whoa!" She's like, "Yeah, no more meatball."
I'm taking it serious. I'm done with that.
She's a doll, absolutely. Jai Herbert versus Topuria. I mean, is Topuria's mind going to be on Herbert, or is his mind going to be on Patty? Okay, if I go out there, I did what I did in terms of, they got a little scuffle, him and Patty Pimlet. Is my mind focused on the guy that's in front of me, or is it focused on the same thing go for Patty? It goes both ways. If Topuria wins and then Patty goes out there, is he thinking like, oh, he won? Now we have a little scuffle. Okay, like, pressure's on me to get the win. I mean, you gotta stay focused on the person that's in the cage with you, because those are the ones who are gonna hurt you.
Yeah. Look, I'm just being, Jai Herbert got a really nice win in his last fight. I know he lost to Moicano before that. Topuria is freaking good.
Yeah.
Undefeated. And I mean, he has smoked some people. His last fight, last one got canceled. Was the one with Ryan Hall. He knocked Ryan Hall out in the first round. And he put it on Ryan.
Yeah.
Where a lot of guys were not too happy fighting Ryan Hall. This guy's good, and he's solid everywhere. Not that, you know, Jai Herbert's not. He's good too, but I'm a fan of Tapuria. This guy is awesome. This is a big fight for, in my opinion, it's a big fight for Herbert. He's got to come out there and prove how good he is. You know, he knocked what was it, Kama Worthy? Did he knock him out in the last fight? Big time. What's that?
Herbert?
Yeah, he knocked out Worthy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Why?
So that was, that was a big win. And Worthy was doing well.
He lost to Moicano right before that, and then he lost to Trinaldo before that as well.
Oh,
It's a Brazilian
stud,
thing.
man. Yeah, it's a Brazilian. I wouldn't understand.
You talk about just a rock solid, what is he, 40 years old? He got no quit in him, and that dude just comes to just fight. He's awesome.
Who's 40, John?
No,
Is he 40?
he's talking about, he's talking about.
I want good
Ronaldo.
health and money.
Don't worry about
A good job.
I'm just talking.
Off topic. Yeah. No, overall though, I mean, I think that should be a fun fight. Tapuria should either edge him out or I don't know if he gets the finish, but it should be a good fight.
It will
I love
be.
watching the smaller guys. Amir Khani versus Grundy.
Mike Grundy, good fight.
Yeah.
Amir
Grundy's
Khani
a
can
savage.
wrestle.
Yep.
Grundy's tough as hell, so that's a great matchup. That's, a lot of these. The other one that I'm really looking forward to on the prelims is frickin' Nikita Krylov against Paul Craig. Your boy, Dave. Your boy, back. Can he get another submission?
Freedom. Can I say this though? It's a
Yeah.
slap in the face that he's not higher up.
Okay, thank you. I thought the same thing.
How is Paul Craig so far down? The only thing I can think of, John.
Go ahead.
The only thing I can think
Talk
of
to me, Goose.
is maybe the time frame type thing, so that people in the UK can watch him instead of if he's later on in the card. We do that sometimes in Bellator. We put some of the people, at the beginning of the card on the main prelims, on the first part of the prelims, so that the people in the UK can go to sleep. It's like they're up so late.
This card's in London.
Oh shit!
This one's in London.
I thought it was I thought it was at the Apex. I thought it was a fight night in the Apex.
This is in London.
Got it.
Cu fiecare fruct și fiecare legumă aducem prospețimea.
I don't get it.
I think it's a slap in the face. Sorry, man. That sucks.
I mean,
Why
wasn't
are you so far down?
He was on the main card when he armbarred Jamal Hill, right?
Yeah, Jamal Hill.
Wasn't that on the main card?
I believe so. Yep.
How do you go from that to being now you're in the prelims? I mean, and I'm not saying anything bad about the lineup. It's a good lineup, but Nikita Krylov against Paul Craig seems like that should have made the main card.
Yeah, but then he's also ranked higher, I think, than Jamil Craig.
Beautiful.
Right?
I don't know if he's in the ranking.
Jamal Hill?
Light heavyweight.
No, Paul Craig. Isn't he in the
he's
rankings?
number 11.
Yeah, he's number 11.
Jamal Hill's above him.
10.
Oh, how is that?
And this is my point. Look at Paul Craig arm bars Jamal Hill, and I like Jamal Hill, right? Dislocates his elbow, wins the fight on the main card. That basically the next time we see Jamal Hill, he's the main event. He fought Johnny Walker. Wasn't that the next one he had?
Yeah. No, he fought Jimmy.
He fought Jimmy Crute. Okay, I forgot about Jimmy Crute.
But regardless, though, John, I don't care if you've had 2 fights in. I get it, you're up there, but you still lost. That guy, Paul Craig should have just been pushed up ahead of you, and you right behind him, even if it's just one spot. Or why not? Because the trend right now is to. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Hey, you need to start sticking up for your boy. You need to stop. Stick up for your boy.
He's fought twice. Jamal Hill's fought twice.
Yeah, but he hasn't beaten anybody that's ranked higher than Paul Craig. Where's Paul? Where was Johnny Walker ranked at? Actually, let me see that.
Johnny Walker.
I don't know where he was ranked. He was probably ranked higher than Paul Craig at the time.
No way.
Johnny Walker's 12 right now.
No way.
No, but
I think
yeah,
he was higher.
that makes me think that he was ranked higher before he lost to Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, he was probably number 10. And then they just see, that's what my point is. Why not just bump Paul Craig up one and then put it? Well, why not just stick with the trend? Because if I'm looking at 185, there's 3 number 9s, so or whatever it is. Yeah, so why don't I just stick with the trend and have 2 number 10s then or something, or 2 number 9s? Let's go, guys. Keep your trend going. They've got 2 number 9s in.
They got 3 number 4s in the 185.
They got 2 number 9s in the one
in the lightweight.
In the lightweights.
Gregor and Connor are 2 number 9s, and then they've got 4. They've got 3 4s in the middleweights.
In the middleweights. They've got to stop. Bellator did the same thing with the 2 number 2s. You got to have a tiebreaker. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Who's got more finishes?
Yeah, more finishes. You got to figure out who's I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of stat who's dominated more minutes of a round of their fights in the last 4 fights or something like that. I don't know.
More finishes.
Yeah, I get it.
You knock out or you submit. You're above them.
That's true. You get more finishes, yep, in the last 4 fights or 5 fights.
Too hot in here.
Anyways, all right, let's go back to the card.
Let's go back.
Welcome to the
Jack
Pride
Shore
of
versus
Punica,
Valiev.
the natural hot springs.
Valiev's good.
Huh?
Jack Shore and Valiev they're both really good. That's a good fight. It's,
15-0 Jack Shore, and then 6. What is that? 18 or 16? 18-2.
This might be his first loss.
You know, John, it's funny. They haven't been to London in a long time, so now they're coming back to London. This is their first overseas, correct, outside of Fight Island, and since COVID.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it is. I think they did.
Except for the Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like outside the Fight Island, I think this is their first show overseas. Yeah, I think so. Interesting. I mean, it would explain why they've got such a good stacked card. It's like they got to go over there with a little bit of a bang. They've got. This is one of those sneaky good cards. It has a lot of some names on it, but they're fighting talented fighters as well. Like you said, Krylov versus Paul Craig. That's gonna be a good fight. That's what's embarrassing that it's so low. And then Valiev versus Shore. That's gonna be a good fight.
Great fight.
You've got Tapora versus Herbert, and you've got Molly versus Carolina. I mean, you've got some good fights on here. Amir Khani versus Grundy. Grundy's a dog, man. He's gonna take some shots, gonna deliver some shots, but he's a dog. So this makes for a fun card, guys. I mean, and it's free. What else do you guys want? Now I do know that they're sticking with their time, so we're gonna have to watch it at what, like 2 in the morning or some shit.
I don't think that's correct. I remember looking.
No, it would be like if it was nighttime there, it would be somewhere around 2 o'clock.
I think it's just like afternoon here.
1 o'clock,
4 p.m.
12
Eastern.
noon.
Okay. Because everyone's like, oh man, when the fights are like at 7 o'clock at night there, it's like 3 in the morning our time in the UK, which.
Well, the UK, when they're in the North America, in the UK, it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I feel for those people.
That's you guys don't act like everybody in the UK. Stop whining. You guys, before you guys were even brought into the world of fights, okay? John and I were staying up super late to watch Pride, okay? It was like the main event didn't go on until like 5 a.m. and like that was the best fight, right? Like you're staying up, man. It was crazy. So I don't want to hear it. We've been there, okay? Don't act like we haven't been there. I've been there.
True.
Before half of you guys were even born. I can start saying that now.
Too.
That's so crazy.
It's it's so funny. When I do bios and I'm looking at fighters and I do their date of birth, it's like, holy shit, MMA's been around longer than you've been alive. Oh my God,
John. Some of these guys, I kid you not, some of them when I started my UFC career, not even when I started my MMA career, my UFC career.
Yeah.
They weren't born yet.
Yeah.
They're like 19, 20, 21.
21, 22.
I mean, that's crazy. Like 21, 22. You guys are fighting. You're 21, 22, and man. Well, that's when I started.
Oh, the time it goes.
Oh, it is. It's faded away. All right, hey. Well, that kind of wraps up our UFC talk. This is Fight Night. What is it? 204.
204.
What? No.
What, UFC London.
No, I know, but it's UFC London. It's at 204. Fight Night.
Fight Night 204.
No one calls it that, Josh.
Josh just did.
I just did.
They don't call it that anymore.
Oh, Josh
called. So UFC Fight Night 204. Volkov versus Aspinall. Look, guys, this is a sneaky good card, and I cannot wait to watch these guys fight. I can't wait to watch this fight go down because these fights are going to be good. I think there's a lot of good fights on here that should end up being surprisingly very good, John.
No, London got a good card. They really did.
Yeah,
There's a lot of quality fighters, good matchups.
London deserves one, man. They got a freaking great energy in their crowds, man. You know, Italy had some good fans. Israel has some great fans. And then Ireland, I think, is still the top dog, but then London is not far.
No, they're awesome.
Not far behind them. So they're actually all phenomenal places. So I think it's good when UFC comes back. They haven't been there in a long time, since before pre-COVID, I believe. I can't think of another time that they've been there because it's been a struggle for Bellator to get in there, but we've been going there. So, yeah. So, but it's their crowd and their energy is there, and I'm glad they're stepping up and putting together a good card for over there. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, it needs to be done. It's got to work because the UFC's kind of changed their whole thing. They've got they used to be all over, and they were very good at always kind of going back at least once a year at places. Mm-hmm. But you know, if you were a fight fan, it made you want to go. Hey, I got to go because they're not going to be back for a while. They haven't been back in a lot of places. You know, they've had a thing going in Houston with the Toyota Center. They got that going. They have the Apex, where I don't blame them. It's cheap for them, but it's taken away from the fans' experience being able to go to some of the fight night shows that were all over the place in smaller kind of, markets.